I stood in front of the mirror with two photos. One showed a sleek silver bob, polished, timeless. The other, a cropped pixie that looked like freedom in haircut form. I held them up, tilted my head, and thought, okay, which one feels like me now? Because here's the thing, after 60, a haircut isn't just a haircut. It's a statement. It says something about who you are now, not just who you used to be. Some of us want ease, others want edge. Some of us want to feel put together, but not like we're trying too hard. And that's where the great debate begins. Pixie versus bob. Both are short. Both are stylish. But they speak different languages, and they sit differently on every head. And if your hair is fine, or coarse, or thinning at the crown, or if your cheeks are fuller than they used to be, suddenly, the choice gets a little trickier. This video won't tell you what's trendy. It'll help you figure out what actually works for your hair, your face, and your lifestyle. So, if you've ever looked at a photo and thought, could I pull that off? Stick around. We're breaking down the real differences and helping you find the one that feels like a quiet yes in the mirror. And if this kind of real, thoughtful talk about hair feels like something you'd like more of, you're always welcome to subscribe. We keep things honest here and personal, just like a good haircut. Part 1. The Pixie. Sharp, light, and liberating, sometimes too much. Let's start with the Pixie. Short, smart, no nonsense. It's the haircut that says, I've got things to do and no time for fluff. And it delivers. Less weight, less wash time, no ponytail holder in sight. If you've got fine or thinning hair, a Pixie can actually lift your whole crown and give the illusion of more volume without teasing or spray. It also puts your eyes, cheekbones, and jawline front and center. That can feel refreshing, especially if you've spent years hiding behind longer layers. One woman I know, late 60s, cut her shoulder-length gray into a Pixie after a beach trip. She said, I was tired of chasing movement that never came. Now I feel like my head is lighter, and so am I. But, and this is a big but, a Pixie isn't always forgiving. If your face is very round or your jaw is square, a Pixie can sometimes make things feel a little too exposed. It also draws attention to ears, necks, and hairlines, which may or may not be areas you love highlighting. And if your hair is coarse, wiry, or tends to stick straight out when short, that Pixie can turn into a porcupine situation real fast. Stylist tip, if you go Pixie, go blended, not choppy. Ask for softness at the crown, longer pieces around the ears, and a fringe that flatters, not fights your face. A Pixie should feel bold, not bossy, freeing, not punishing, and if done right, it can feel like a full reset without losing yourself in the mirror. Part 2. The bob. Balanced, softer, but needs maintenance. Now let's talk about the bob. The classic, the trusted, the one that never fully goes out of style. A bob has this quiet confidence to it. It frames the face, it softens edges, and unlike a Pixie, it offers a little more coverage, which can feel comforting, especially if you're not quite ready to show off your ears or neck. For women with fuller cheeks or a rounder face, a bob can work wonders, especially if it's slightly angled, longer in the front, shorter in the back. That little diagonal trick? It creates length and draws the eye downward, slimming the whole silhouette. And if your hair is a bit coarse, stiff, or pokes out at odd angles, a bob gives just enough weight to calm it down, especially if the ends are cut to curve inward, not flip out. But here's the trade-off. The bob is not as low maintenance as it pretends to be. That clean line, it needs upkeep. The tucked-in shape, it needs trimming. Go a few weeks too long, and suddenly the whole cut starts puffing at the sides or dragging your face downward. One woman told me, The bob is like wearing a nice blouse. Looks great, but it needs ironing. Stylist tip: ask for internal layering, not choppy texture on top. And if your hair tends to bubble, avoid bobs that sit right at chin level. They'll round your face even more. Still, when done right, a bob feels polished without trying too hard. And for many women, it's the sweet spot between structure and softness. Part 3. Texture check. What your hair is telling you. Let's pause the mirror for a second and listen to your hair. Because your texture, it's talking loudly. If your hair is fine and soft, it tends to lie flat against the head. In that case, a pixie can give you the lift you're craving, especially if the crown is cut with gentle layers. Nothing too spiky, just enough to create natural movement. But if your hair is coarse, wiry, or what I call directionally independent, meaning it goes wherever it pleases, a pixie might amplify the chaos. Shorter hairs equals more places to stick out. That's where a bob with weight at the ends helps anchor everything down. And there's the in-between crowd. Hair that's thinning a bit at the crown, but still thick at the back. Or hair that was once curly, but now just kind of bends. That's when you need a cut that respects what your hair wants to do, instead of trying to force it into a style that worked for you 10 years ago. Here's a simple test. Wash your hair at night. Let it air dry. Look in the mirror the next morning and ask, did it lie flat? Go pixie. Did it puff at the sides? Try a bob. Did it do both? Somehow? You might need something hybrid. We'll get there. Bottom line, your texture should help decide the cut, not just what's in. Part 4. Face shape, glasses, lifestyle, the real deciders. Now let's zoom out, because your hair doesn't exist in a vacuum. It sits on your face, works with your glasses, helps create the illusion of length. It's like contouring without the makeup. Now, if you have a long face or a sharp jawline, a pixie can actually balance things beautifully. It brings attention to the center of the face and softens strong angles, especially if you keep a bit of fringe or texture around the temples. Next up, glasses. Big, bold frames? You'll want to avoid super heavy bangs or cuts that crowd your eyes. With pixies, leave space around the frames. With bobs, make sure the hair doesn't constantly bump into the arms of your glasses, or you'll be adjusting all day. And finally, lifestyle. Do you enjoy styling your hair in the morning? Or do you want to wake up, finger comb, and go? A pixie grows out fast, so you'll need trims every 4 to 6 weeks. A bob, slightly more forgiving, but still needs attention to keep its shape. Ask yourself, do I want something bold and breezy, or soft and structured? Because more than face shape or trends, the right cut is the one that fits you and the life you're living now. Here's the truth. There's no one right answer, no winner. Pixie versus bob isn't a contest. It's a conversation, and it starts with asking, what feels like me now? Hair is personal. It's mood, memory, identity. And after 60, that identity has evolved, so your haircut can too. If you're craving lightness, lift, and a fresh take, maybe the pixie's calling. If you want softness, shape, and something that frames without overwhelming, the bob might be your best friend. Or maybe you've tried both and landed somewhere in between. A longer pixie, a graduated bob, a hybrid that works in real life, not just in Pinterest photos. Either way, don't choose based on someone else's head. Choose based on your own reflection. The mirror moment, it matters. It's not about looking trendy or youthful. It's about looking in the mirror and thinking, yeah, that's me, and I like her. So, which one do you lean toward? Have you tried both? Still debating? Share it in the comments. Because someone out there is staring at their own 2 photos, and your story might help them choose. And hey, if this helped even a little, feel free to like or subscribe. We talk about real hair here, the kind with texture, history, and a lot of personality.